All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into an ancient philosophy with a super modern mission: how to reclaim your energy and purpose in a world that feels like it's designed to drain you. So let's get right into it. I want you to really think about this question for a second. We're always told that losing your energy, your drive, that it's just a normal part of getting older or dealing with stress. But what if that's completely backward? What if your vitality is actually a skill, something you can actively cultivate and grow, no matter where you're at in life? I mean, let's be real. We are facing a personal energy crisis. From the constant dings of our notifications to the endless scroll, what one of our sources calls TikTok brain, our attention and our actual life force are just being pulled out of us 24/7. And the result? We're left feeling depleted, scattered, and just running on empty. So where do we even start to fix this? Well, the first step isn't about some fancy biohack or the next miracle supplement. Nope. It's about turning inward and rebuilding your foundational energy right from the ground up. To do that, we gotta understand a key concept from Taoist philosophy called a jing. The simplest way to think about jing is as the raw material for your body's energy. It's like the deep, dense battery pack that your body uses for everything, to create hormones, to repair itself, to basically exist. Now, this is the metaphor that makes it all click. If your jing is an energetic bank account, that means you can make deposits and you can make withdrawals. A person who's just full of life, they've got a massive surplus in their account. But most of us, we're deep in overdraft and we don't even realize it. And here's exactly how we're making all those withdrawals. Every single item on this list is an energy leak. Chronic stress, not enough sleep, working ourselves to the bone. These things aren't just making you tired today, they are draining your fundamental reserves. So the most important thing to get is this: before you can build anything, you have to stop the spending. Okay, so where do you even put the energy you're trying to build? Well, you have to build a container for it. In Taoist practice, this container is called the dantian. Now, this isn't a physical organ you can find on a chart. Think of it more like an energy center, a magnetic field in your lower belly that you have to intentionally create. It becomes your center of gravity, a place to store your energy instead of letting it get scattered by an anxious, overstimulated mind. And this brings us to this really beautiful concept. Your life force isn't just one thing. It's like water. It exists in different states. Jing is the solid, dense ice. That's your deep potential. Qi is the flowing liquid water. That's your daily usable energy. And Shen is like the ethereal vapor or steam. That's your spirit, your consciousness. The whole practice is about learning how to melt the ice into water and then turn that water into steam, putting your deepest power to use. Okay, enough theory. Let's get practical. Now that we kind of get the system, how do we actually start plugging these leaks and refilling our energy bank account? One of the biggest leaks for a lot of men today is a completely fried dopamine circuit. This chart breaks it down perfectly. The porn fright circuit gives you this insane, unearned dopamine spike for zero work. But the result? Your whole baseline for happiness and motivation just plummets. You need more and more just to feel okay. The balanced circuit, though, that's built on real effort. The peak is more moderate, but it's earned, and it actually raises your overall satisfaction with life. So the very first step is simple: subtraction. You have to be ruthless about getting rid of the drains. That means pornography is out, the chronic stress from the 24/7 news cycle, turn it off. Drugs, alcohol, junk food, and this is a big one, what the sources call low-frequency environments. You know exactly what they are, the places and people that just suck the life out of you. You just can't fill a bucket that's full of holes. But just removing stuff isn't enough. You can't leave a vacuum. A lot of these addictions pop up from boredom, from a lack of purpose. You have to actively replace the void with something better. The advice here is to pick a challenging skill. Learn an instrument, study a martial art, something that requires real effort and gives you that healthy earned dopamine. You replace impulsive behavior with a mission. You fill your calendar with things that actually build you up. Okay, so once you stop leaking energy and you actually start building it, you develop an inner surplus. You have something to offer the world. And this is where we get into a really fascinating new way to think about seduction. This quote right here is profound. And it's not just talking about romantic seduction. Getting a job, making friends, achieving your goals, it's all a form of seduction. You can't just demand things from life. You have to make the world want to give them to you. And that all comes down to making the right offer. To really drive this point home, The source material tells this great story about the famous seducer Casanova. He was totally infatuated with this beautiful actress who had one deep insecurity. She had a lisp and couldn't pronounce the letter R. So just think about it for a second. If you wanted to win her over, what would you do? What's the most effective, the most attractive, the most seductive move you could possibly make? The obvious, logical offer is speech therapy, right? But what's the underlying message there? You're flawed. Let me fix you. That's not very appealing. Casanova didn't do that. He went home and spent 3 days writing a play just for her, a play that had 0 words with the letter R. You see the genius there? He didn't try to fix her flaw. He created a world where her flaw didn't even exist. His offer said, "You are perfect." And that is the secret. Seduction isn't about cheesy pickup lines or manipulation. It's about paying deep, radical attention. It's the art of diagnosing another person's deepest unmet need and then filling that need so completely, so perfectly, that they feel seen in a way they've never felt before. And that is absolutely irresistible. So let's bring all of this together. Building your internal energy, plugging the leaks, applying that to the world, what we're really talking about isn't a collection of tips. It's about installing an entirely new operating system for your life. Once you start cultivating this inner vitality, you become so much more sensitive to your environment. This quote just nails the mindset perfectly. You start to instinctively avoid people, situations, and energies that drain you. Your tolerance for low-frequency interactions, it just disappears. Ultimately, what we're describing here isn't just a self-help hack. It is a complete overhaul. It's about uninstalling that default programming of distraction and depletion and installing a brand new operating system, one that runs on your own internal power, a clear purpose, and genuine connection. This entire process, building your jing, mastering your focus, understanding others, at its very core, it's about building personal power. It gives you the energy and the clarity to actually create change in the world. So the final question really isn't whether you can do it. The question is, once you have this vitality, what will you choose to build with it?